It's a new day. The car is still in the garage because I have a new problem to deal with. It revolves around the oil filter remote relocation kit, and I will show you what I mean momentarily. First things first, I need to drill some holes to mount this filter relocation kit, and I'm going to have a hard time doing it with the engine in the car, so that was a bit of an oversight. And the next problem is these lines here. I can point them towards the back from the housing adapter that comes out of the sump, but they really need to go forward. So I've got the lines running up the firewall and into the engine bay, and it's not a very satisfactory solution. Yeah, I really don't want the hoses running around the outside of the engine bay. I'd much prefer them to tuck under the starter motor and along the side of the engine and then into the fittings down here, because at least that way I get to avoid the exhaust system path. So that's where I'm at, trials and tribulations. So I went to the speed shop today and I bought a low profile adapter plate which should hopefully fit in where the old one goes and give me another 18 millimeters of clearance, which I desperately need. Yeah, I really don't want the hoses running around the outside of the engine bay. I'd much prefer them to tuck under the starter motor and along the side of the engine and then into the fittings down here, because at least that way I get to avoid the exhaust system path. So that's where I'm at, trials and tribulations. So this project is going to be one of those things where, since this is all new and the combination of parts I'm using is untested and untried, I'm just going to persevere until I get it to work, no matter how many trips to the speed shop it takes or how many online orders I have to place to get parts that move me forward. That's just how it is with these things if you don't have a tried and true formula to work with. Thankfully, because of the popularity and modularity of the LS platform, there's a lot of support out there for it, so I should hopefully be okay. So my low profile oil block pickup fitting idea seems to be playing out. Just running the hoses directly out from underneath the left side starter motor, and then they will run over to the oil filter block, and I should be good to go once those hoses are trimmed up to the right length. But before that, I'm going to figure out how to drill some holes in this chassis rail here so I can mount my oil filter block. Fortunately, I picked this up yesterday and it's time to experiment, see if it actually works. So it's late in the evening. I forget which episode I'm up to now, but I've just managed to do my oil filter relocation kit and get all the hoses in position in the right length, the right angle. There's millimeters in it yet again. You can see down here the two pipes to the block go under there, underneath my left hand starter motor. Heaps of clearance for the access to the power. Hopefully the exhaust guy can put an exhaust down there, and the remote oil filter housing is there on the end of the adapter bracket supplied by Brintec. I might end up re-drilling that and moving this bracket up to give this more clearance underneath the car, because it currently hangs down just level with the sump. To my way of thinking, that'll be fine, but if I want to move it up, I have the option. So maybe now I can take it to Alistair's house and get him to do the rest.